I'm ready, Rifkin.
All right, so the first matchup for the GSTL all-kill style, guys, we got pucK versus Temp0. Hi, Curtis. If you want to go to the players' bases or something, man. Yeah, so this is an unlikely matchup that I don't think a lot of people were expecting. It's Diamond, of course, is Temp0's rank, and pucK is Grandmaster, so a little bit of a... I don't know, man. A little bit of an uneven matchup to start this off. But as we see here, Temp0 finishing up very early here with a very quick pool. Now, there was no coaching going on while this happened. Players were not allowed to help the other players. So Temp0 is playing solo at this stage of the game. And his team, before he went solo, basically said, hey, Temp0, try going for an early pool. It's probably your best bet to win this game.
Yeah, and let's not count him out just yet. pucK has yet to drop his Nexus in the game. Just about to creep up on 400 minerals, but instead he's going to go for Forge first, rather than dropping the Nexus down first. And this is definitely in response to these lings that he's seeing here, creeping their way onto the map.
Well, pucK sees those too, and his reaction's got to be like, okay, he went for an early pool. He had to have seen this coming, knowing that like Temp0 would not go toe-to-toe with him in a macro game.
Yeah, it's possible. Maybe Temp0's trying to flex those survivor muscles, though, right off the bat here. You never know. You know, people, they're going to deploy certain strategies in this game. And
there is no cannon down, Doom. This is looking bad for pucK, quite frankly. But Temp0, oh no, he's going for the Forge. We could go for an early pull. You got to go into the main. There's a cannon coming down in the main. He can't afford to waste time on this Forge, Doom.
Yeah, he's going to pick it off in the meantime, but if he was going for probes, going for the cannon there, this might have just ended the game at this point. But considering the fact that that cannon's about halfway done, it looks like pucK should be able to stabilize, and he will not have any more cannons in the game, but it does look like the pylon in the bottom was scouted out as well.
Yeah, he's got the circlings going to town on it right now, but that could have been big for Temp0. Like, if he had just gone to the main, this could have been a completely different game. And can you imagine the upset of Temp0 just winning, like, a 4-minute game versus pucK?
Definitely wouldn't be the way that Tfarcrats would want to start off this series, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. So we got Temp0 coming into the middle line, trying to duck in here, but of course the cannon's going to deter him. He's got a limit on what he can do. The area in which he can attack is almost non-existent. 4 lings versus the cannon with a lot of probes, not going to happen.
Yeah, pucK's placing that gateway in the back of his base, well protected by the cannon, but as a response here, Temp0 is just going to simply take his natural. He's going to drone behind it. One would think that from this position, he'd likely go for some type of lings, but...
Do you see what I see? pucK is going for like a really cheeky base down here. This is kind of interesting because he knows, all right, I've got a cannon in my main, but I don't have a gateway on the field. Well, he's now got a gateway on the field, but he's got no units on the field. He can't actually clear out those lings. He can't go to his natural to expand. So by taking a sneaky base like this, I mean, he's just relying on Temp0 not to scout this.
Yeah, pretty much. And Temp0 seems to be a little bit curious as to what pucK's going to be doing here. He's just scouting around his natural, just making sure that there are no other hidden pylons around him. And he should be gearing up for some type of ling flooding attack. That's got to be his plan from this point on.
Well,
here.
I mean, like,
definitely doesn't want to engage in a macro game with pucK at this point.
Yeah, like an all-in seems to be the best route for him. But can he pull it off? Because let's not forget, Temp0, while an amazing guy, really cool dude, and honestly not a bad Starcraft player, is still leagues underneath pucK. But I guess it's kind of some strategy coming out of League of Friendship too, you know, like test the waters, see who Tfarcrats is throwing out first, and hey, alright, we've got someone like Temp0 on the team, let's throw him out, let's see, oh my god, they got pucK. So, even if Temp0 doesn't win this game, he's drawn out their first player. Now they can start strategizing around who's going to take down pucK, who can take down pucK, quite frankly.
Yeah, this was a pretty huge advantage for the League of Friendship to pick up after that reward challenge. I mean, having to bench one player, not having that extra opportunity available to you in your deck of cards, it's a severe discount that they're actually getting here. But this Mothership, of course, should be cleaning this up here. pucK's taking 3 bases very early on, and this is just going to snowball out of control. Temp0 doesn't actually realize what's going on here.
Yeah, like right now, Temp0's vision, this probably just looks like it's 2 bases. Little does he know there's that secret third one in the lower left. And the big thing here too, like you were just talking about strategy and teams, like, yeah, there we go, doesn't see anything. There was no, like, they just benched Suppy. They didn't even think about it. Like, that's confidence for you. When you take what is possibly one of the best players on your team and say, we don't need him, we can easily take these guys on.
Yeah, it definitely is a display of confidence, and at this point, you know, pucK is playing very confidently. He's making Sentry back at home, looking like he's just going to gear up for some type of defensive measures to ensure that if a bunch of lings do come into his face, he's going to be able to force field it off. He's going to be able to protect it, and the more energy he gets on those sentries from the bat, the more energy he gets on the Mothership core, the more effective those units are going to be as the game drags out. And Temp0 is going for link speed back at home, so I mean he has taken a third base, curious enough, but you gotta be thinking, is that gonna be used for a macro hatchery? Is he gonna be actually sending drones down there? He's still continuing to make drones as the game goes on.
It's driving me crazy here because he's catching up on the drone count, but he doesn't realize he's still, like right now Temp0 might think, hey, I'm a whole base ahead of pucK. Maybe I've got a chance in this game. But he still doesn't know about that third base. Where's the Overlord? The random scouting Ling Doom.
Yeah, I mean, Temp0 is getting his first taste here of what it's like to be in the GSTL. I know his heart's got to be fluttering like crazy and just, you know, so nervous as to thinking in his head right now, I'm a base up on pucK. He's so delayed at taking his natural expansion. I've got to be ahead here. I've just got to be ahead.
If I was Temp0 right now, my heart would be palpitating. Like, the chance that he's beating someone, not just that it's pucK, mind you, like pretty much #1 Protoss on the North American Grandmaster ladder, but just the fact that he's going to take down someone ahead of him, like, my heart would be palpitating and beating out of my chest right now.
Yeah, I'd be a little confused as to what my plan would be from here, but we do see a big swell of Lings about to make their way out in the field. If we the counting stations here, we see 56 probes to 42 drones, so
this is a lot of Lings though.
Advantage there for pucK, but yeah, in terms of army size, it looks like he's just simply outnumbered.
So many sentries. The force fields are 11. Nice bait action with Temp0 to get those first initial force fields, but he's gonna need more than just bait to win this. This is a tough cookie to crack. There's no cannon here, but he doesn't need it.
It looked like he may have been able to actually get in there on top of the sentries for a second, but if these Lings were just perhaps scouting around the map, he would see that extra third base. It's just killing me right now.
Well, you know, the thing is, like, oh, are they heading? They might just go to third base, lucky and blind. Doomie might be able to get a free kill on this base here and get himself back in the game. No! Temp0, what are you doing? His Lings go away. It looks like he wants to go back in for round 2, but misses the third hidden base.
Oh my gosh, this is brutal. pucK's even making a Warp Prism back at home now, adding on an additional 4 gateways at this time. His +1 appears to be about finishing up, and he's just started Zealot Charge. So he's getting his tech up, he's moving the pieces into position here to attack Temp0 from a multitude of angles, and he's continued to be safe, just sitting behind cannons and just banking on that third base to the lower left-hand portion of the map.
I can't believe he's gotten away with it for so long. Like, this isn't even Temp0's fault. Like, he's so focused on trying to get the natural base. I would be too. He has no idea that it's there. The lack of scouting information is just really kicking Temp0's ass right now.
He's got to be thinking that pucK's going to be taking some offensive measures here in the game. We see in the production tab he's making 4 spine crawlers back at home. So he's probably in his mind thinking that this is going to be some sort of very strong 2-base all-in that's going to be coming at him. But
yeah, certainly. That's just...
And +1, Temp0's trying to tech, but pucK's already beat him to the punch here in terms of what he's done back at his base.
Yeah, with so many spine crawlers coming down, Temp0, like, this is what's kind of weird. Like, this is where you can scout a player who's inexperienced in this sort of situation. You open with a 7 pool, it doesn't work, you don't cause the damage. The trick isn't to defend up and go for a macro game. You gotta keep pressing the issue or you're just out of the game. Now we got this big warp and about to hit the main. 4 Zealots are loaded in this Warp Prism. Can he do? Well, it's not even really can. Temp0's got nothing at home. I think Temp0's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Roaches are on the way, but this is an unstoppable Warp Prism.
Yeah, and the drones are even going to get pulled out here. Temp0 is going to engage on them. The Evolution Chamber is actually going to drop, and that's going to severely hamper that +1 range missile attack. So, I mean, pucK's getting a 4th base at this time. Queens are under assault in the main. He's drawing the ire of Temp0 all around, so, like making him use all of his micro in the main base here. And that no Hydralisk, no Roaches.
You can kite Zealots all day, especially on creep, but pucK's got so many Zealots coming in. Now the charge is complete. There's no more kiting. Gets surrounded. Meat grinder status immediately. And Temp0 Starcraft, man. Yeah. When he's Grandmaster, he'll play faster.
But this is definitely going to be a learning experience here for Temp0. The Hydralisks are going to desperately try to focus down the Warp Prism. That'll be a start, but the Zealot charge has kicked in here. The upgrade's simply too much for pucK, and he's just attacking from every angle, continuing to mine without any disruptions whatsoever.
Yeah, this is looking to be a good game here for Temp0, but the good thing for League of Friendship is now they can plan who is going to be their Protoss killer. Each team has at least one of each race on their team, and maybe there's one that says, look, I can take out pucK, whether it's through cheese or macro, I know I can do it. Imba, 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 cries Temp0.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be cleaned up here. pucK throwing out the no, but he should be screaming yes. It looks like he has taken the first victory for his team here in StarCraft 2 Survivors. This is big for Immunity because the losers of this match will be going to Tribal Council, where one member of the tribe will be voted out. This entire match. Yep, entire series. We'll talk about it in a granular level, I guess. Then first match here looks like it's going to go to pucK, and yeah, they've got 4 players to choose from here. Rifkin, it's either going to be TubbyTheFat, QueenE, kaitlyn,
or YuMe.
We'll see.
Yeah, the roster's not exactly the scariest, but they do have good players in there. There's no question about it. My big question is, who do they send out next? Like, who's the best at taking out a Protoss player? Tubby, with his PvP, could take advantage of the fact that pucK hates PvP. Everyone who knows pucK knows he can't stand PvP, and it might be their best to send out TubbyTheFat next.
See, good force fields there from pucK. Zealot's continuing to ravage the main base. Temp0 is missing his GG timing.
I feel so bad for Temp0. I think we're going to see some storms come down. All the drones at the natural. A massacre goes down. A hurricane hits. And oh my god, all of the drones. Oh god, Doom. The ones that didn't die are pretty much about to 30 workers killed almost instantly.
Wow, that is sheer devastation here. pucK showing how he can outclass people in this game. Definitely a formidable opponent for anyone in the Starcraft 2 challenge portions up here. You know, may have not come up in Rainer Party with the victory, but definitely making a strong showing in the first game.
Yeah, good game is finally called. Temp0 with a heart, no hard feelings.